To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is regarded as one of the greatest works of American literature. Set in the 1930s in Alabama, the novel takes readers through the perspective of the young protagonist Scout Finch, as she navigates the complexities of race, prejudice, and morality. Throughout the novel, there are various quotes that stand out and hold significant meaning. In this article, we will explore some of these quotes and their relevance in today's society. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view. Until you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it. This quote is often cited as one of the most memorable from the novel, and for good reason. The importance of empathy cannot be overstated, and this quote is a reminder that understanding someone else's perspective requires more than just an intellectual understanding. It requires a genuine effort to see things from their point of view and experience the world through their eyes. In today's society, this quote is especially relevant. We live in a time where people are quick to judge others based on their beliefs, opinions, or even the way they look. Social media has made it easier than ever to engage in this behavior, with people often hiding behind screens to spout off their opinions without any consideration for how it might impact others. The solution to this problem is simple: we need to practice empathy. We need to make a concerted effort to walk in another person's shoes, to understand their experiences, and to listen to their perspective. Only then can we truly begin to build bridges of understanding and begin to address the challenges facing our society. 2. I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and you see it through no matter what. Courage is often associated with acts of physical bravery, such as those displayed by soldiers or first responders. However, this quote reminds us that true courage extends beyond physical strength or the willingness to engage in violence. In the context of the novel, the quote refers to the actions of Atticus Finch, who represents a black man accused of rape in a deeply racist society. Despite knowing the odds are against him and that the outcome may not be favorable, Atticus takes on the case and fights for justice. This is a powerful example of moral courage, the willingness to stand up for what is right in the face of adversity. Today, the world needs more people like Atticus Finch, individuals who are willing to fight for justice and fairness, even when the odds are against them. We need moral courage to take on the challenges facing our society, from systemic inequality to climate change. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and defeated in the face of these issues, but we must remember that courage means taking action, even when we know it won't be easy. 3. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. This statement is a powerful reminder that our beliefs and values should be guided by our own personal sense of morality, rather than the whims of the majority. Just because something is popular or widely accepted does not necessarily make it right. In today's society, there are many examples of where this quote remains relevant. For instance, the issue of immigration has been a hot-button topic for years, with some arguing for stricter border control and others advocating for more lenient policies. However, when it comes down to it, our moral compass should guide us towards treating people with respect and dignity, regardless of their nationality or place of origin. Similarly, the issue of marriage equality highlights the importance of following one's conscience. Despite widespread opposition, many individuals stood up for what they believed to be right and fought for the rights of their fellow citizens. This quote reminds us that true morality comes from within, and we should always strive to act in accordance with our own personal sense of right and wrong. For people generally see what they look for, and hear what they listen for. This statement is a reminder that our perceptions of the world are often shaped by our preconceived notions and biases. If we approach a situation with preconceived opinions or judgments, we are likely to see only what confirms those beliefs, rather than objectively evaluating the situation. This quote is particularly relevant in today's society, where social media algorithms often reinforce our existing beliefs and opinions. We tend to follow people who think like us and consume content that aligns with our worldview, which can lead to an echo chamber effect where we only hear what we want to hear. To combat this, we need to actively seek out diverse perspectives and challenge our own biases and assumptions. We must recognize that our experiences and beliefs shape our perceptions of the world, and that others may have vastly different experiences and perspectives. By listening to others and seeking out alternative viewpoints, we can broaden our understanding of the world and become more empathetic individuals. One way to do this is by actively seeking out diverse voices and perspectives. This can include reading books or articles written by people from different backgrounds, engaging in conversations with people who have different viewpoints, or even traveling to new places and immersing oneself in different cultures. It's important to recognize that biases and prejudices are often deeply ingrained, and challenging them requires effort and intentionality. However, by making a conscious effort to listen to others and seek out diverse perspectives, we can begin to break down barriers and build bridges of understanding. 5. They're certainly entitled to think that, and they're entitled to full respect for their opinions, but before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. This quote highlights the importance of staying true to oneself, even in the face of opposition or criticism. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to please others or conform to societal expectations, but ultimately, we must live with ourselves and the decisions we make. In today's society, there are many pressures to conform, whether it's adhering to certain beauty standards, conforming to societal norms around career and success, or conforming to political or ideological beliefs. This quote reminds us that, while we should always strive to treat others with kindness and respect, we must also prioritize our own sense of self-worth and personal integrity. The latter half of the quote also serves as a reminder that our conscience is a powerful force that cannot be swayed by the opinions of others. It's important to trust our inner voice and follow our moral compass, even when it may be unpopular or difficult. 6. Atticus told me to delete the adjectives and I'd have the facts. This statement is a reminder that objectivity is key when evaluating information or making decisions. It's easy to get caught up in hyperbole, exaggeration, or personal biases, but ultimately, the truth lies in the facts. In today's society, we are often bombarded with information from a variety of sources: social media, news outlets, friends and family, and so on. It can be difficult to separate fact from fiction or determine what sources to trust. One way to approach this challenge is by adopting an attitude of critical thinking and objectivity. We should seek out multiple sources of information, evaluate each source for bias and accuracy, and rely on evidence-based facts rather than personal opinions or anecdotes. 7. Until I feared I would lose it, I never loved to read. One does not love breathing. This quote highlights the transformative power of reading and the importance of fostering a love of learning. For many people, reading is more than just a pastime, it's a fundamental aspect of their identity and a means of exploring new ideas and perspectives. In today's society, there are many distractions that can make it difficult to prioritize reading and learning. However, this quote reminds us that the benefits of reading go far beyond entertainment or education. It can enrich our lives and help us to better understand ourselves and the world around us. 8. There's a lot of ugly things in this world, son. I wish I could keep them all away from you. That's never possible. This statement is a reminder that the world can be a harsh and unforgiving place, and that shielding ourselves or others from its ugliness is simply not possible. However, we can still choose how we respond to the challenges and injustices we face. In today's society, there are many issues that can seem overwhelming or insurmountable: climate change, political polarization, racial and economic inequality, and so on. However, this quote reminds us that we cannot simply turn a blind eye to these issues. We must confront them head-on and work towards meaningful change. 9. I think there's just one kind of folks. Folks. This quote emphasizes the common humanity that underlies all of our differences. Regardless of our race, religion, gender, or background, we are all part of the same human family. In today's society, there are many forces that seek to divide us, whether it's political polarization, societal prejudice, or economic inequality. However, this quote reminds us that we are more alike than we are different, and that we should strive to treat others with kindness, compassion, and respect. 10. It's not time to worry yet. This statement is a reminder to stay grounded and focused in the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but ultimately, the only moment that truly matters is the one we're in right now. In today's society, there are many stresses and pressures that can make us feel anxious or overwhelmed. However, this quote reminds us that we have the power to control our thoughts and emotions in the present moment. It also reminds us to have faith in ourselves and trust that we will be able to handle whatever challenges come our way. The quote also speaks to the importance of perspective. Sometimes, it's easy to blow things out of proportion or catastrophize minor issues. This quote reminds us to take a step back and evaluate the situation objectively before allowing ourselves to become consumed by worry or anxiety. In today's society, mindfulness practices such as meditation, yoga, or deep breathing can help us stay present and centered in the face of stress or uncertainty. By staying grounded in the present moment and having faith in ourselves, we can navigate the challenges of life with greater ease and resilience. Overall, these quotes from To Kill a Mockingbird offer valuable insights and lessons for navigating the complexities of modern society. Whether it's practicing empathy, cultivating moral courage, or staying true to oneself, these quotes remind us of the importance of being thoughtful, compassionate, and resilient individuals.